Hi guys, I'm Bailey and today I'm going to be doing my top 10 of 2013. This was really hard to decide. I just put them in order like 5 minutes ago. But yes, I'm currently reorganizing my shelf, so just ignore this whole thing today. But yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to be doing these in order from my 10th being obviously a really good book, but the number one spot is going to be my favorite book of the year. So, for my number 10 spot, I picked The Pregnancy Project by Gabby Rodriguez. This is actually a nonfiction book about a girl who pretends to be pregnant for her senior project. And I actually really like this book. It's one of the few nonfiction books that I've actually enjoyed. And one of my teachers actually recommended that I read this book, and it was very good. So, if you are someone who doesn't usually like reading nonfiction and would like to kind of give something a try, this was really good. And then my number 9 spot, I read this summer, and it is The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. I really like Sarah Dessen, and I've been rereading a lot of her books this year, but this one I read this for the first time this year. It just came out this year, actually. And I just found the main character really relatable compared to most of the other main characters in her books, and I thought that it was amazing, so it deserves my number 9 spot. And then my number 8 spot, I'm giving to Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry, and this is a companion novel to The Giver. Some people consider The Giver a classic, some people don't. I do. So this was really good, and I still need to get to the rest of them. But if you've read The Giver, definitely read this. It was amazing. And then this next book, my number 7 spot, is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I'm still kind of on the fence of how I feel about this, but I loved it. Like, I don't know, my feelings are never gonna be complete. I can't even explain. I can't talk. But this is number 7. It was really good. I'm excited for The Infinite Sea to come out this year. And yes. And then this one, I feel like it's going to be in a lot of people's this year just because the movie came out and it's happening. I give it to Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This is my favorite one of the series, and I actually reread all of them, all 3 of them, and this is the only one that made my top 10. But Catching Fire is just amazing. So much happens in this book, and I feel like this book made the series for me. Mockingjay isn't my thing. The Hunger Games was good, but Catching Fire is definitely a 5 out of 5. Amazing book. Love this one. And next is one that I read with some people, and a lot of people don't like this one, but a lot of people do too, but it is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I read this, I think, in November, maybe December. I think it was November, though, and I loved it. This book, it's just, I'm obsessed with World War II, like everything that is set in that time period. So, yeah, The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, I read this year and loved it, and I'm actually planning on rereading this in October. My friend wants to read this, but she wants to wait until next fall. So, yes, we'll be reading this. And then, my favorite author, like, I'm obsessed with her. I picked Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell for my number 4 book. This book is just so happy, and I loved it. I loved it. It was good. Yeah. And then number 3, I have Legend by Marie Lu. Getting down there. My number 2 book, I picked Divergent by Veronica Roth. And my number 1 book is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. And yes, I did read this in 2013. It was the first book I read in 2013. And this book, seriously, is what got me into, like, reading again. Because in 2012, I obviously read a lot, but I didn't, like, read as much as I am now. Like, last year, I read 46 books, which I thought was amazing. But this year, I set my goal for 100. Ow. Because I think that I can do it. And this book is what got me reading more and wanting to keep learning new stories and love stories, and yeah. So that was my top 10 of 2013, and hopefully 2014 is just as good. So yes, thanks for watching. Bye.